Hello and welcome to the November edition of Poppy Seeds. Once again joined by John, newly arrived back from Minnesota. We'll get to that in a moment. And of course, Commissioner Dan. I'm Jenelle. As we film, it is Veterans Day, so a big salute out to our veterans and those currently serving. Thank you for your service.
Salute. Is that like hee-haw?
No, not like hee-haw.
Not quite.
Sorry.
Not quite. Hey, don't forget we have our scam session later today.
We do have scams coming up on this month's edition. We'll get to that a little bit later.
Looking forward to that one.
I have quite a list. I think you have a list. And John, you've talked about your list for
quite a list myself.
few weeks.
That's right.
Okay.
But let's start. John made it to a Vikings game for the first time ever.
Yep.
How did that happen?
Well, it's not like me at all, right?
Right.
So, but my son, Eric, called us Monday or Tuesday, and he needed to get some more airline miles in so he gets join the next step up in the world of United Flying.
All right.
Right? So first he was going to meet us for the weekend in Phoenix.
Okay.
And then after talking that through, we decided, no, that wasn't going to work. So then he says, what if I go to Minneapolis in a Vikings game? Would you go?
Twist your arm.
I'm like, what? And I'm shocked, right? What do you mean?
Yeah.
I'm like, this is not, last minute like this. This doesn't work for me. And Judy said, John, you got to go because how many chances are you really going to get?
Absolutely.
So lucky enough, we flew. I flew out on Saturday. We actually met up in Denver. Eric and I met in Denver.
Okay.
Flew to Minneapolis. He got us a hotel like 5 blocks from the stadium, walking distance.
Sweet.
So that was nice.
Yes.
Saturday night, though, we walked the University of Minnesota campus and went and watched a hockey match, them in Notre Dame.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
So that was fun. They kicked Notre Dame's butt all over. It was amazing. And then it was fun. We got to the match, to the football game, and the outside of the stadium's cool. Inside the stadium, the football part of it's really cool. I was disappointed in the outside area where all the food and stuff is and the corridors.
The
Oh, in the concourse?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
It was, the size was okay, but when you go to places, I always expect to see highlights or pictures of their Hall of Famers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And you don't see that. There was not that
It's not dressed up.
in Minnesota.
That's odd.
I was surprised by that.
Yeah.
That's odd.
So, and I don't know if that's all at the practice facility type stuff, like in Dallas at the practice facility, they have a tour you can take and they got all those pictures up, including the offensive pass interference that wasn't called against the Vikings. They got those kind of pictures up. Yeah, I don't feel there's no resentment there.
No.
None at all.
Cowboys. But anyway, there was none of that kind of stuff up. So that was a little disappointing.
Huh.
And then they played like crap. So that didn't help either. 8 false starts.
I was going to bring that up, John. You were cheering too loud.
Well, it's amazing the little things. There was an article yesterday about how the Ravens were making some calls on the line.
Uh-huh.
Now, I don't know, because all the Vikings, none of them said, no, we just didn't focus. We need to focus better. But yet that was out there that the Ravens might have been making some calls to start some of that.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So, and J.J. McCarthy looked like a rookie. I know it's his second year, but he still looked like a rookie.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so they didn't play well, yet they had a chance at the end. They still had the chance.
Yes, they did.
So I told Eric and I told Judy, it's not cheap. It's just not. But it was worth every dollar.
Okay.
To go for
Absolutely.
the first time ever, to go with him.
Yeah.
and
The memories, absolutely.
It was fantastic, and it was a great trip. Things were smooth, and
Good.
so
Good. I'm glad you're able to
Good.
go.
I'm glad.
yeah, I was thrilled to death, and I would never have given that up.
Yeah.
I know now that I know what I'm doing.
And of
but-
course, sporting your new nice new sweatshirt.
Yes, Lululemon. They tell me, not Lululemon, Lululemon.
I like this actually embroidered, not like screen printed and
Right.
stuff.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
That's
my
kinda-
son had to tell me that was good. I didn't know. I had no idea.
I've never heard of that,
no,
to be
I mean,
honest.
well, I've heard of Lululemon. I didn't know it was the quality though.
Well.
So anyway, yes. So it was a
Well,
great
good-
trip.
Good for you. I'm glad you got to go.
Yeah,
that's
it was
that's
fun.
one of those things. I did hear though that now that you've been to a Vikings game, you're a little more open to visiting a certain.
Yeah, as often as I drive by Lambeau Field coming back from the Sioux for my Michigan spot, now that I've been to the U.S. Bank Stadium, I'm a little more willing to do the Lambeau tour.
We should go to a game together. That'd be awesome.
That'd
That
be
would be-
great.
that would
That'd
be
be a
fun.
lot of fun.
That would be fun.
Early in the year, though, it was cold in Minnesota.
Oh, I'm sure it was.
And it was like below freezing.
Yeah.
And there was little white pebbles falling out of the air. I'm not sure what that was.
Forgot
but-
what that stuff was?
No, I didn't ever know.
Oh.
But inside the stadium, it was they dropped fake snow on you inside the stadium as they do their pre-game announcements and stuff like that. All of a
That's
sudden,
cool.
there's little white things floating down, and
That's
That's
kind of
pretty cool.
weird. but-
it was
That's
funny.
cool.
All right.
All right.
What do you got next, Jenelle?
Well, ours isn't quite as exciting as a pilgrimage for the first time.
Yeah.
You and I went bowling last week. It was
Yeah.
a happy hour invitation to the staff. Unfortunately, nobody else showed up before open bowling was over. But you noticed something
Oh, yeah.
and raised a possibility.
So, I noticed the Surbat lanes, they offer advertising on the end of the lanes. $500 for a year of advertising at the end of a lane. I was like, well, maybe we should put a big KFFL logo up there and links to our website and the videos and stuff. It'll only be about $35 a member in our league. Guys, $35. What do you say? Probably not. But let us know in the comments.
Yeah.
I thought it'd be fun.
Make sure you turn the comments on.
I'm sure we'd have lots of people. Who the heck is this? Kingman Fantasy Football League.
I'm sure, but guarantee you somebody's going to look.
Oh yeah.
The question is how many people will want to join.
Yeah, right. Set up a league and a B league
That's
and a
right.
C league. Oh gosh, I'm busy enough already.
Maybe when you're retired, maybe.
I know. I saw that. It's like, hey, $500. I thought it'd be a lot more than that.
That's right. And did you have to use the ramps? Were the bumpers up in the
No,
lanes?
although
Okay.
Jenelle considered
I
grabbing one.
considered it, and my hand still hurts because we figured out it's been at least 5 years, probably more, since we've bowled.
Yeah.
And my hand is still just not feeling right after that.
Yeah.
But we both bowled surprisingly well.
Yeah.
I ended up beating him by a total of 11 pins for the 3 games. So that's
Okay.
always a good thing,
It always takes me a little warm up on sports. You know
yeah,
that.
yeah, I know.
Since last we met, the Major League Baseball season has come to an end.
Yep.
Not a fan of the Dodgers winning it again. I was really cheering for Toronto since it couldn't be us. Any thoughts about postseason? Rookie of the Year was announced yesterday. It is awards week. Final thoughts on
Well-
baseball for the year?
We're less than 90 days to spring training now.
Woohoo!
So there you go. I mean, once the Brewers lost, and they lost bad,
Yeah, they did.
unfortunately. They won their World Series. They beat the Cubs. That was their World Series.
Mm-hmm.
And then they had nothing left. The Dodgers were a buzzsaw, as we all know.
Pitchers,
and,
yeah.
I'm glad the Blue Jays made it a series. It was a
Yeah.
really fun series, World Series to watch.
Yeah, loved it.
Yeah, that's all I got. I mean, Rookie of the Year, there's the Baldwin guy who won the NL Rookie of the Year was a surprise.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to finish third in my personal picks, so that surprised me. But Nick Kurtz on Oakland, I thought that was a gimme.
Yeah, and he was unanimous, I saw.
Yeah, he was unanimous. Yep.
So. And Manager of the Year tonight?
That's Murphy, I'm sure.
It almost has to be.
I'm sure it is.
And in the AL, I don't remember who the
It
three
should be the
guys
guy
are.
from the Blue Jays. That wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
Oh,
wouldn't
yeah.
surprise me.
Yep. So, okay.
Any other awards? We don't care.
Cy Young and MVP.
Well, Cal Raleigh versus Aaron Judge. John?
Personally, I vote for Cal Raleigh. Only because the position he plays is so hard on a person. Having to play catcher and you're getting foul balls nicked off you all the time and all that squatting. Down, up and down, up and down.
And he played a good majority of the season. He only missed about 10 games back there. So
no. While I think there's an East Coast bias, and I think that means Judge wins, I would have voted for Cal Raleigh.
I think Raleigh actually wins.
Do you?
I think he wins. I think it's going to be close, but I think he's going to win. Even though the Judge has him beaten so many other statistics, rankings, and probably should win. But I think the voters probably, like you said, catcher, kid phenomenal. I mean, it's very close. Heck, what if they finish in a tie?
Well, and how often will we see it that, Judge has gotten it before, and there's really another legitimate candidate?
Yeah.
So let's go there.
Yeah, because Judge might win 3 or 4 more anyways.
Yeah.
Well, Cal Raleigh might never even come close to this again.
Right.
Might be like Luis Gonzalez, 1 year kind of thing when he just hit everything come together and then just went back to a regular all-star after that.
one thing I thought about, when you think about most valuable player, biggest impact on your team, think about when Judge was on the IR. What happened to the Yankees when he was out for those several weeks? The Yankees dropped.
Yeah, that's a good point too.
And then when he came back, he proved how much that team relies on him. Now, should they rely on one player like that? No. But obviously with the Yankees, they do. So we shall see.
All right.
So then, I'll tell you a funny story with the World Series, right? Because Judy and I are back and forth, right? Phoenix and here. And we're watching that 18-inning, the 18-inning game was here at home, thank God. But we were watching one of the games in Phoenix. And all of a sudden they show with RISP, right? And so my wife says, what is with RISP? What does that mean? And so I tell her what it really is, right? With runners in scoring position. But I said, no, that's his name. And so we had a fun. I said, if you watch enough games, every team has somebody with that name on it.
With RISP.
With RISP.
Judy, I'm so sorry.
That comes up in every game. There's one batter for every game that has one. If you watch a ball game, that his real name comes up.
Nice.
And so we have a good laugh because we had Monday Night Football during one of the games, right?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden she sent me a text with RISP is up. So she was paying attention. It was great.
That's awesome.
That is awesome. Sounds like the kind of thing you would try to pull on me, except I know the game way too well.
I would never do such a thing.
Well, as we sit here with our November show, it is also the mid-season point for the NFL. You were listening to or watching last year's November show, and I caught on to an interesting detail. Last year at this time, we were talking about Daniel Jones wanting out of New York and wondering, and I remember specifically you wondering, where was he going to land? Well, little did we know he'd land in Indianapolis and have a really good season with them, 1 or 2 games notwithstanding.
Yeah.
But now this year, going back to the Giants, Brian Dable is out, and he was one last year that you said was on the hot seat when we were talking about the coaching. So, coincidence, just weird timing? What do you think?
Coaches get about 3 years, and by then they make this. They're either good and successful and they stay coaching, or they make changes.
Yeah.
It seems about 3-4 years seasons they get.
Yeah, I don't. Jones ended up in a good spot. If he can keep it up, I don't know. I mean, people even like Sam Darnold, he's doing great in Seattle. Which I don't know what he learned in Minnesota last year, but obviously it's carried over for him. But you see guys that need to go somewhere else.
That change of scenery. You see it in baseball too, yeah.
Yeah, so Dayball getting out, that doesn't surprise me.
Do you think he'll land somewhere?
As a coordinator, I don't think he's going to be a head coach.
Not as a head coach?
I think he'll be a coordinator somewhere.
Okay. Anything else as we've hit the midpoint of the NFL season? Any other thoughts? Any surprises? Anything that kind of shocks you?
Well, you already touched on the Colts. The entire NFC West, except for the Cardinals, is doing really good. Really. And you got the Rams, you got the Seahawks. They're both got, 8 wins, I think?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
But when the Cardinals forget that they're actually playing on Sunday, so,
Chargers have been great offensively, really, really good, and defensively they kick it in here and there.
Buffalo's disappointing.
Yeah, especially when you lose to Miami the way they did at home the other day.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Okay.
But here's the thing. Miami took it to them in Buffalo a few weeks ago, too. And I remember Buffalo just happened to take the lead late in the game to pull out the win.
Yeah.
So Miami had their number this year.
Yeah. And that happens. You know, you see these teams that aren't good. Miami has struggled, but they've got one team's number.
Yeah.
Somehow, every year there seems to be some kind of combination. Somebody just can't win against somebody else,
Right.
which is always kind of strange. And then the following season, it's like, okay, what happened?
Yeah. Well, Arizona beating Dallas, right? When they played the other night, they showed all the last 4 times they played. Arizona has beat Dallas on Monday night.
Yeah.
And blah, blah, blah. You get those things.
Yeah, it's really kind of strange sometimes watching sports.
Yep.
Well, it's also trade deadline looming in the KFFL.
Oh, yeah.
Deadline is next Monday.
Oh, I thought it was this week.
Yeah, it's this Monday.
No,
This
this
com-
past one. I thought it was
No.
this past
Oh,
one.
It's
and a
next
lot
week.
of guys
Another
have
week.
thought-
We have one more week of
we got
trades.
One more
Well,
week.
good. Then I wrote
And
some
you-
things down. That's
And
good.
you said last night that for what, the 5th week in a
There's
row?
5 weeks in a row we've had a trade.
So do you see more coming next week?
I'm trying to make another trade. I
Yeah,
don't know,
me too.
I don't know if it's going to happen, but I'm trying.
Okay, so what do you think about this flurry of trades as you head to the deadline?
Well, it's good because we usually don't have trades in this league.
Yeah.
It's really hard. A lot of people are they're too close to being out of the playoffs, so they want to stay in and see what happens. There's only a couple teams that are out of it by this time, and that's what's happened this year too. I mean, we've got a bunch of teams that are still right there for a playoff spot. So why would you want to trade your guys for a chance to get in the playoffs?
Yep.
So this year, by 5 weeks in a row, that's pretty cool. And the thing is that some of the people who made the trades with, you, with me, with BJ and Scott, they're still in it.
Yeah.
Even though they dealt guys. Justin has made 2 trades. He's still right in there.
Okay.
So he tried to improve his team and help somebody else improve also,
Okay.
which usually doesn't happen because John likes fleecing people. Oh,
Uh-huh.
says the
John, any thoughts about the trading?
No, I'm sure we'll see at least one, if not more than one yet by the
Okay.
deadline next week.
Yeah.
So money will still
especially
be busy.
especially since I didn't realize it's not till this coming week,
Yeah, we
which
all-
is great. It gives me
You're
a week
thinking,
to work on
ooh.
people.
Uh-huh.
All right.
I did the updated standings here. Let's put the standings up here for a second so you guys can see them. Here's the updated standings up to the minute here, and you can see Quinn's dominating. John, you and Quinn basically have your playoff spots locked up, more or less. And then the other 6, well, they're all within 20 points of each other. That could change a lot. Kevin's just out, just on a tiebreaker. Steve Solano's still in there, too. I mean, just about everybody can still get in the playoffs, except maybe Scott and BJ and then Jerry. I think Greg's got an outside shot, but it's still wide open with 4 weeks to go.
It's interesting. Yeah, you look at the NFL season, it's kind of been all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
And it's reflected in the KFFL season
Yeah.
from one week to the next.
Yeah.
So just interesting season again.
Yeah.
Yep.
We talk about Mike Quinn for a second?
Maybe.
Okay. He's having another historic season, John,
I know.
if you haven't noticed.
Oh, I noticed.
I looked through the history book this morning and just found some interesting stats.
yeah.
So he's got 2,201 points scored this season. He's on pace to break my record from last season by over 100 points.
Yeah.
That's amazing. He's averaging 220 a week. He's only one point off of John and Roland's record for that. That's just amazing.
I know. And I know we don't know the answer, but I don't know if I ever remember anyone having 2 guys in 1 week score 70 or more points.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Hard to do. I'm sure it's happened before. If I look at some of these other guys that had 300 points, I'm
Yeah.
sure it's probably happened,
Yeah.
but
in the 60s, maybe, but 70s. I'm
70s, yeah.
Wow, that's
Well, when you have
amazing.
Jonathan
It's not
Taylor,
hard to do.
and Jonathan Taylor's having a great year this year.
great doesn't begin to describe
So
right.
go Wisconsin. But anyway,
it. Hey, they won this week.
they did finally win a game.
Did they,
All right.
they face by?
No, they beat Washington.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But this coming weekend they play Indiana, so
Yeah.
Yeah, who knows?
next topic. But when we return, we will take a closer look at some of the KFFL teams. I'll put to the gentleman to my left. Oh, there's that word again. If you could change, yes. If you could change something, what would you change? And we'll take a look at some of the teams and we'll see how many of them we get to. But first, before we go to commercial, what's Junior up to? You might want to bring everybody back up to speed on Junior and talk about where Junior's been.
Where in the world is Junior the trophy?
Junior the trophy.
All right, so John, as we know, we took the trophy with us last year. For those of you that don't know, haven't watched our show last summer when Jenelle and I went our summer vacation trip, we took the trophy with us and brought him in different various places and took pictures. So let's put the first picture up for this week here. And now, John, I know you probably will recognize this. This was done in a hurry in the car at 7 in the morning as we're trying to head out of town. But do you know where that is?
It looks like the Strip.
That would be the Strip. Yes.
We're going to put a chip in this thing. If he's going to be traveling and he gets lost, we better know where he is. We better chip him.
Yeah, and he was, I worried about that a little bit.
Unfortunately, the night before, I probably should have taken the trophy out and about town and taken pictures, but I didn't think about it. We went to that Weird Al concert, and I didn't want to lug it around all over the place. So we just, as we're heading out of town, we're like, all right, let's put it on the dash, or whatever. Let's take some pictures real quick, see what comes out. That's the best one.
There you go.
We'll be right back, everybody. Every year, we hold our draft in a special location.
How you like my shirt?
Gee, Jerry, I don't know.
It's the highlight of the season by far. Nothing beats getting back together and seeing old friends and reacquainting each other and having a good old time.
The regular blacks, yeah, not super.
And if you've done your homework, you'll be completely prepared to rip the carpet right out from under their legs in the middle of the auction. It can be ruthless.
Running back Jahmyr Gibbs. And I'll open the bidding at $10. 12. 15. 20.
Bidding is usually pretty competitive.
12.50.
But thankfully, it's all in good fun.
650 to a final.
6.5.
And thankfully, there's a lot of laughs, too. But as commissioner, it really makes me smile to hear what other people have to say about draft day. What's the best part about draft day for you?
It's the auction. The auction. It's bidding people up, watch them overspend their money. It happens to me every so often, but watching their money go so you can get a better value later on in the rounds. You know.
Camaraderie with all the teams and seeing what they all bid on, who they all bid on.
What I like most about draft day is probably getting to do the auction and bidding everything up and down.
Nothing. Jerry.
Everything, the camaraderie that we have in this, and then I don't know how many years now, 30 years, but it's been great. I enjoyed it so much.
Coming here, hanging out with the guys, it's a lot of fun.
Hanging out with everybody around and seeing guys we haven't seen since last football season.
Hanging out with the guys again. That's always fun to see what everybody does, their reactions to things. That's the best part of the draft.
Of course, not everyone shares that sentiment.
What do you not like most about draft day?
Not going after people I should be going after.
Well, draft day, it's more of a love-hate thing, right? But it's that going once, going twice, and then somebody says, and a quarter right at the last second. I love it, but I hate it.
Nothing.
Leaving good players on when I end up with $20. So it's a terrible draft. I like my team. Terrible draft.
I don't like anything about draft day. They're all mean people in there. They cheat, they lie, and they just take advantage of old people.
He said what?
This is KFFL. Yeah, baby, you betcha, yeah!
Young man, we got 5. Yeah, we know who we are. Yeah, we got 5. All right.
All right, we're back. I'm gonna
Yay.
randomly.
We haven't been canceled yet.
I'm going to randomly pick teams from the league. And I'm going to pose this question. If you could change one thing on that team, whichever team it is, what would you change? Now, and when I brought up this idea, you posed an interesting thought. It can be a realistic change.
Something you could actually do.
Something that's doable at this point in the season. Or it could be something more fantastical. Something that's kind of a reach, maybe bold prediction kind of thing. Yeah. I'll leave it up to you guys. Maybe even do a little bit of both. I don't know.
Yeah.
Now, I actually did the randomizing a little bit earlier. Realized I could have used the randomizer on my phone. My phone is one of the cameras. Kind of can't do both at the same time.
No, you can't.
So
sorry, Poppy Studios has a limited budget for cameras.
I'm just glad I thought of it before we began filming.
Christmas is coming. Maybe we'll get a new camera and an operator. and an editor, so I don't have to do any of that stuff.
Where are you getting the budget?
Well, that's what I said. I said Santa.
There's got to be a retired person somewhere.
I'm sure there probably is.
All right, so again,
she's sitting right here, but she doesn't know any of that stuff.
If you could change one thing,
I guess we're moving on. All right,
Scott and BJ's team.
Oh, okay.
Let's start with Scott and BJ. If you could change one thing on their team, what would it be?
Go ahead, John.
For Scott and BJ, I wrote down, look for guys that I could keep next year.
Ahead to the future.
Looking ahead, I see the toilet bowl in their future.
Yeah.
And so looking for guys, I mean, they've got guys already.
Yeah.
But if there's somebody out there that they think would be a good save next year and can make a trade to make that happen.
Yeah.
Because they've still got some pretty viable guys on their team. They really do. But I think I'd start looking towards next year.
Yeah, I agree. I kind of played the realistic one as if they were still in contention for the playoffs.
Okay.
So I put set it and forget it with Bo Nix and stop messing around with Michael Penix. Okay? And then, of course, in the, what do you call
More
it?
fantastical.
More fantastical. Make Marvin Harrison, let me start that over. Make Marvin Harrison Jr. play like his dad. Oh, and Cam Skadby staying healthy would help too.
Well, yeah. Okay. All right. Next team. If you could change one thing on Jerry's team. Now, quick look back to last month. I talked about some trends, and I had pointed out he won week 1, but had been 0-3 since. And I had said he will reverse that trend as the season continues. I don't remember what your responses were, but I took a look. He is now 3-6 on the season. Going into this last week. I don't remember what he did last week.
He lost.
Yep.
So, keeping that in mind, what would you do to change Jerry's team?
All right, my first one was trade Derrick Henry and get somebody good for next season. Now, I wrote this out on, I don't know what night it was, Wednesday or Thursday night, Friday night, whenever it was last week. So I didn't know you were going to make a trade. So I guessed right. Good job. J.K. Dobbins, is that good enough for next year? I don't know, because maybe Denver will go for somebody else, or
RJ Harvey.
RJ Harvey will take over. Yeah, I don't know. My fantastical one was Jerry could take his entire team right now, put it in a time machine, and go back about 3-4 years. He'd have a hell of a team. If you look at it, if you look at his team, his roster, if you could go back to 2002 versions of those players, he'd have a hell of a good team.
Okay. John, what would you do?
For Jerry, I said for him, pick the right defense and kicker. he he's got decent people there.
Yeah.
He's just been unfortunate and has picked the wrong one each week. Although he picked the Jets this week,
Yes,
and that
he
was
did.
a great choice.
It was.
They scored twice and played good defense, and so that's what I put for Jerry.
All right, next up, Michael and Mike. Now, last month when we met, we had talked about the fact that they had lost 13 weeks last season. This season, they'd begun on a win-loss trend. I had asked you guys last month if they would continue that trend and be a 500 show by this time. They are 5-4 coming into week 10.
And they
this
won,
past
so
week,
they are
and
now
won,
6-4.
6-4.
Mm-hmm.
So what would you do for Michael and Mike?
I said, put London into the starting lineup and leave him there.
That's exactly what I wrote. Stop putting them on the bench. You play your studs.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Anything else?
I suggested maybe they might think about going with 3 running backs and only 2 receivers each week as a possibility. I don't know. Get Kelsey out of the lineup, I said. And my fantastic one was somehow tell Jalen Hurts to start throwing the ball. Because he's really good when he puts up a lot of fantasy points when he throws.
Yeah.
Last night, what? They got, what, 10 total points against the Packers? 10-7 is that the final score, right?
Yeah, it was something like that.
He still put up 35 points because he threw the ball.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, Devontae Smith had a 36-yard touchdown. That made a big difference.
That helps. Okay. Up next, we've already mentioned him. Easy to mention a guy who's putting up such huge points all the time, Mike Quinn. Last month, he and Robin Ed had gone 4-0 to start the season, and I had proposed the idea that one of them would be undefeated by now. Neither one is undefeated anymore.
Nope.
And I also put out there about the top points he's been putting up and continuing to do so. As you already mentioned, he's putting up almost 220 a week on average.
Mm-hmm.
So he's really having a good year. What would you do to change that? Would you change anything?
Well, I had a hard time coming up with something to change for him because he's been so good this year. So here's what I wrote. Get Tua and Charbonnet out of your lineup. Go with the other guys. That was the best solution I came up with. All right, maximize your points. Don't put those guys in your starting lineup anymore. Okay. My fantastical one was somehow turn George Kittle and TJ Hawkinson back into Pro Bowl caliber tight ends. Again, I was reaching on Quinn's roster because it's so damn good this year.
It ain't broke, don't fix it.
Nope.
Okay, John?
Well, and that's what I said with Mike Quinn. I said, can he continue to trust Caleb Williams to put up the points he's putting up? Otherwise, there's two choices. One, and in reality, leave it alone. It's working.
Yeah.
Two, because he's a real contender to win the whole thing, blow the team up, Mike. Trade them all.
I have a feeling the rest of the guys would be standing there waiting for those players.
That gives us a chance. That's what you're saying, I see.
Nice. All right. Next team. We'll start with John because it's your team. What would you do to change Dan's team?
You know,
this should be good.
Really, all I wrote for Dan is don't overthink it. You've made great moves. You've improved your team greatly. So just don't overthink it and think there's got to be better. Because it's working for you right now. You're winning and winning and winning. And you've made a lot of improvement.
You're just trying to make me not improve so you can beat me in the playoffs.
No. But that'd be all right, too.
I said I need to solidify my receivers with another stable guy.
Okay.
Somebody, make a trade for CeeDee Lamb, Jalen Waddle, Nico Collins, AJ Brown. I've talked to those owners about, at least getting some preliminary talks out there. I've talked to Greg about, Saquon Barkley, as a running back. Just something to get a little more, solid in, because my receivers they keep getting hurt. Orlando Gadsden now is hurt, although it's just a bruised quad, they say. But still, and then I picked up Torrey Horton right away. Okay, hurt his groin.
You have the all IR team this year.
Gosh, no kidding.
In fantasy in general this year, you haven't had a lot of guys that are consistent week to week. That you can count on them being at the 25, 30-point level every week. They'll be at 30, and then the next week they're at 12 or 13. And
Bijan Robinson.
Right? They don't give him the ball some weeks. So it's frustrating. It's been frustrating this year in that way that people are just not consistent like they used to be.
Especially since last year, it was smooth sailing the entire season for me. So,
Yeah, you were kind of quiet-ish on Sundays in a positive way last year. This year, not so much.
My fantastical one was get Omarion Hampton healthy right now so I can play him. And it would be really nice to see what my team would be like if Neighbors and Tyreek Hill didn't get hurt.
Yeah.
What would my team look like? How good would my team be
earlier.
if I lost those two guys?
Yeah.
Okay. But, what can you do?
Well, his turn now. What would you do to change John's team?
He should trade everybody to Dan. No, I'm just kidding. No, here's what I wrote. And again, I wrote this a couple days ago. I said, go get another horse to go with Jahmyr Gibbs. And then I wrote maybe Derrick Henry, Javonte Williams, Saquon Barkley. Cha-ching. You did that. Yep. Good job, John. And then I said I couldn't find an imaginary one. So make sure Jamar Chase is in your lineup every week, John, unless he's inactive. So you don't bench 43 points again.
Yeah.
I couldn't find anything imaginary for you.
Yeah. John, what would you do to change your team?
I've got to find a way to short my flex position and find that consistent guy. Like we say, it's been so inconsistent.
Right.
And so I got to try to find a guy that I can put in that flex spot and just leave him there.
Sounds like you and I are the same boat there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. All right, up next, John and Roland. They tend to have consistently good seasons. What would you do to change their team?
I talked. They've got a great wide receiver core. I said trade one of those wide receivers for a better running back. Javonte Williams has done a nice job for them, and that one I'm not worried about. It's that second guy that I think that they can make that improvement with.
Especially, and that's Alvin Kamara.
Right.
And that's on my fantasy one. Turn back the clock on Alvin Kamara because he's cooked.
Not the same.
He's cooked. Really. I don't know. I would start Matthew Stafford over Josh Allen. That was my number one thing to do. Just take a chance. Stafford leads the league in touchdown passes, and he's up there in yards. Not that Josh Allen's a slouch or anything like that, but take a chance. I would go with Stafford. But what do I know?
All right. Up next is Greg's team, and we already mentioned that a month ago he was 0-4. He's now 3-6 plus whatever he did.
He lost, so he's 3-7.
So 3-7, but definitely better than he was a month ago.
Yep.
What would you do for Greg's team?
I would put Sam Darnold in the lineup every week and stop messing around with Joe Flacco.
Yeah. Flacco had 400 yards 2 weeks ago. Where did that come from?
Adrenaline?
But can you really depend on Joe Flacco?
No.
I would depend on Darnold because he's at least been consistent.
Yeah, and he's throwing, just like he's throwing to Smith and Jigba all the time, and that's got to be good.
Mm-hmm.
So I just wrote down he needs to get better at the wide receiver position. He's made a lot of moves within that one position.
Yeah.
But he hasn't been able to stick with that one. It was too bad. He should have put Brock Bowers on the IL and filled in until Brock got better.
Yeah. He just got tired of waiting.
And,
he got tired of waiting for him.
And Jerry picked him up. It'll be great for Jerry.
I know. He was on the phone already this morning complaining. You only got one catch for 8 yards or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Like, it's Brock Bowers, Jerry. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
Relax.
Okay.
I would also tell Saquon Barkley to get it together.
Yeah, we were talking last night on Monday Night Football. He's been majorly inconsistent.
He doesn't look good.
One game to the next, you just can't count on him to make those big plays. He's another one of those you used to be able to count on, but now he's
Now, some of that might be wear and tear from last season. I mean, you play have that many carries last year.
Yeah.
So he was bound. We all knew he was going to go down this year, but not like this. I didn't think he was going to go down only 750 yards at
And
this
I
point.
think teams are daring Hurts to beat them throwing the ball and really focusing on it.
Which I think would work because I think Hurts, like I said earlier, I think Hurts could put some points up.
Okay.
Yep.
How about Damon and Brooke?
What about him?
What would you do to change their team?
Okay. They're in first place. They won again. They're now up 16 standing points on Robin Ed. They completely switched it over the month because Robin Ed had the big lead.
They had the 4-0,
I put down, go get a stud running back. But then I'm not sure what they have to trade away. Because they really don't have much in trade capital to give away. So I don't know how they would make that happen.
Yeah, they got their starters and
that's about it.
And I said, get rid of Rattler. Spencer Rattler.
Oh, yeah, okay.
You know, now that he's not starting anymore.
Mm-hmm. Well, Aaron Rodgers is out there now, Damon. Go after him. Why not? Better Rattler. He looks he's playing. And then it might fantasy want to somehow get every player to play with consistency for fantasy. But again, how do you do that?
Yeah, that's not something you can.
I couldn't come up with a fantasy one for him.
How about Justin? What would you do to change his team?
I gotta find it on my sheet.
Yeah, you're fine.
John.
I said he needs to either trade for a better starting quarterback or another running back. What I saw.
That's pretty much what I got. Go get a second good running back, maybe a deal for Javonte Williams or Derrick Henry, although I didn't know you were going to trade him. And I even said maybe because he likes Bears, that Kyle Manon guy from the Bears maybe, although Swift is back, so who knows. And then, get Brock Purdy, healthy right now.
Yeah. Well, and he's got Dart that's, who knows if he's going to miss with his concussion. And Purdy's still out with his foot.
I'm going to guess Dart's out this week.
Yes,
I would guess. So that means Justin will probably get to 0 this week at quarterback. Again.
Yikes. How about Kevin? You said Kevin's on the bubble just outside looking in right now.
Right.
What would you do for him?
I would dump Ricky Pearsall. He's a lost cause for the season. So I've got him in another league, and he's been useless. And I don't know why I'm holding on to him. I think Kevin should do the same thing. Get rid of him, find a new wide receiver. Maybe make a trade. Maybe.
Okay, John?
I said, I don't know if he can really wait to hang on until his squad is healthy.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of hurt guys, too.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he really needs to start getting some replacements.
Yeah, Jaden Daniels getting hurt.
Yeah, he's snake bit. And considering where Washington is, it might be time to just hang him up for the year.
I wouldn't be shocked. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
Although you said they didn't put him on IR.
No, they did not put him on IR, and he was not going to have surgery.
Yeah.
Even though that arm was not good.
Yeah.
Stephen Matt.
Okay, same kind of thing. They should drop Terry McLaurin. Again, another lost cause for the season.
Yeah, he's been hurt quite a bit.
I don't think even if he does come back for playoff weeks, I don't think he's got it this season.
Okay.
And then especially with their quarterback situation, that makes things even worse. And if they could somehow get Bucky Irving healthy again, that'd be great because he's been out, a month and a half, 2 months now?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
Really, for Steve, he just got to pick the right lineup most weeks. He gets a lot of points on his bench. He's just kind of been snake bitten that way.
Okay. Robin Ed, we already mentioned, has started 4-0, but you said they've now flip-flopped with Damon and Brooke, who are in the lead in that division. What would you guys do for Robin Ed?
Let me turn my page
Turn your
here.
pages, yeah.
And then I can answer. Oh, okay. They need to stick with a quarterback and go with it. Just, are you going to go with Goff or are you going to go with Love? Because they keep picking the wrong one every week. And I think they should just go with one and stick with it.
Who would you go with after last
I would
night's
go
game?
with Goff because I think now that their head coach has taken over the play calling duties, I think their offense is already pretty good.
Yeah.
I think they're going to go back to last year's capabilities the rest of the season.
One, I said move back to the United States. Fantastical, right? Ed, you get Rob to move back. But I think he needs to get the Rams defense into the lineup.
Oh, yeah, I like that.
They're playing good ball.
Who's their other defense?
Get either.
I don't know. But yeah, I agree. Rams are pretty good too.
All right.
Yep.
And last but not least, Steve Solano.
I show that for me, looking at his things, I think he needs to try to find a way to upgrade his running back position.
Okay. I could see that. I didn't write that down, but I could see that definitely too. I said make sure Jalen Waddle and Devontae Smith are in his lineup every week. And then if you could somehow get Joe Burrow healthy again, that would be great.
Okay.
But is that going to happen? I don't know if he's going to come back. Because Cincinnati might be out of the playoffs by the time he's ready to come back next month. If that even happens, if he is able to come back.
Yeah.
Did we do all 14 teams?
That was all 14 teams.
I didn't know we were going to do all 14 teams.
I know.
Good thing I prepared for all 14 teams.
I didn't either. Nicely
Me
done.
too.
Nice little segment. All right. Coming up in just a little bit, we are going to have this year's scams list. We alluded to it at the beginning of the show.
Coming up with scams. Yes.
We'll also see where Junior is headed in our next commercial break. But before that, I have a trivia question.
Oh.
I think I got a pretty good one, and you've already alluded to it a little bit. You started talking about it, and I panicked just a little.
Wow.
We've talked a lot about Mike Quinn's season, and he's definitely been putting up the points. I went back and looked, and out of the first 9 weeks, 5 of those weeks he was over 200. So with week 10, that's 6 out of 10 where he's been well over 200 points. Averaging, when I calculated that out, recalculated, 219.8 points a week through week 10. The all-time record for KFFL is 211 per game by somebody who's no longer part of the league. Of the active owners, of the active 14 owners, who currently has the highest points per game average for their career? of the current 14 owners.
I think I know this because I was doing that in my research.
Like I said, I think you already mentioned that.
You might want to come up with a new trivia question over the commercial break.
But again, of the active owners, who currently has
All right.
the points per game average
I might be wrong.
record?
I might be wrong. Who knows?
Okay, we'll have that answer a little bit later in the show. As I mentioned, Dan.
Yeah.
Where's Junior
All right.
this time?
Where is Junior now? Well, let's take a look. We've actually visited this location before, but this is a slightly better shot of it. John, you should be familiar with this because you have this picture up on your wall, I'm sure. Maybe it's on your dartboard, but,
Yeah, no.
This is at the top of the Trail Ridge Road outside of Estes Park, out in Rocky Mountain National Park. This is at the top when we hiked up to the top, a few hundred feet up to take the picture. And as you can see,
a few hundred or a few thousand?
A few hundred.
The hike is a few hundred. The elevation is a few thousand.
The drive up was a few thousand feet. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. But as you can see, I mean, this was what, late June, right, Jenelle?
Yeah, this was late June.
Usually you go up on top of that mountain and it's windy and cold. You need your jacket.
Yeah.
We got lucky that day. It was a nice day.
Wasn't too bad.
I was able
that
to
day.
take my jacket and sweatshirt off and was like, okay, I'm just going to walk around with a t-shirt. People are looking at me like, what's this guy doing? Because
Well, I think that had something to do with the trophy.
Well,
in
okay,
your
it was probably
hand.
the trophy too. Yes. Anyways, we'll be right back for scams after this. John? That guy's a gamer. I mean, this guy is always preparing. It's no wonder he's always one of our top teams. And yeah, through it all, he's never distracted. It's amazing.
The Kingman Fantasy Football Thanksgiving Show is not brought to you by the Coca-Cola Company.
Hey everybody, welcome back to our episode of Poppy Seeds, and it's time for our scams, as you can see. Oh, I've been excited about this for a long time.
We started this last year.
Yeah.
Talking about the things that bug us.
There's people ripping us off, and it's time
ripping
people
us
know.
off, yeah. Things that don't
Among
make
other
sense.
things. Oh, yeah, the minute the last year's show ended, I started making a new list. Good. It's kind of nice just adding things every time I think of something.
Yep.
The only problem with starting it that far in the past, remembering, okay, why did I write this one down? Forgetting details, but yeah, I'll
So
make
it shows
up
our
if I need
age.
to.
Big deal.
All
All
right.
right, you gonna go first?
Yeah, I'll go first.
All right.
All right. Starting my scams off. The little silica gel packs in pill bottles. You know, they're in there to collect the moisture so your pills don't get wrecked.
Or in any package,
Or,
really.
yeah, you find them in a lot of stuff. My problem is in pill bottles. Do they remove the moisture? Sure. My pills are, my vitamins, whatever I'm taking are fine. Do they get in the way when you're trying to get out that pill? Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Especially if I'm taking like something for a headache. Because the opening is the same size as the gel pack.
Yeah.
And then that gets in the way and you can't get it out and your head's hurting. It's like, just give me my
And
dang
hopefully
medicine.
you're not doing it in the middle of the night and you put that in your mouth instead.
Yeah, that would not be good. Next on my list, I know college athletes, they need their share somehow. The NIL and the portal and all of that, it's made sports really tough. I mean, Wisconsin this year, Wisconsin football not looking good, in part because of those things.
You're not wrong.
But I believe this was last spring, maybe even last fall. The kid from Tennessee, Iamaleva, started making demands. Something like, meet my demands or I'm transferring.
Mm-hmm.
Really? Why? I'm sorry. I'm being a former teacher and fresh out of the classroom. You're in college to get an education, not just play football. I get it. Some kids are there to play football, but come on.
They're already getting a free education as it is.
Yeah. The next one, I remember this one from watching Sunday morning football pregame. Growing up in the Midwest, we know what farmer tans are. You know, and you end up with those tan lines in weird places. It happens. But I'm sorry, when you're a host on a Sunday morning football program and you wear a strapless top and you have very obvious tan lines across your shoulders and arms, that just does not look good.
So you got to know if you got that, you should know better.
You need to know what clothes to wear and what clothes to not. Now, if you don't care about that kind of stuff, more power to you. But wearing a strapless top when those tan lines are there, that just does not look good.
Okay.
A big one for me, and I get it. Things are touchless, paperless, contactless, all of that. The touchless faucets.
Oh God.
Every time. Putting my hand. Okay, come on. Why won't this turn on? Oh, there it is. No, it's not.
Mm-hmm.
Just give me a faucet that turns on and off, please.
The
so
soap, the towels, all that stuff.
All of that stuff.
Yep.
Although I'm not as bad with the soap and the paper towel. I do worse with the faucet. This one happened this summer. We had our recycling bin out, bright yellow. They had already gone through and emptied it. I went out for a walk, come back. I'm putting the recycling bin away. I happened to notice something in the bottom of the bin. Somebody had been walking their dog. Cleaned up after their dog. The little baggie was in our recycling bin. Now, yay, you cleaned up after your dog, especially if it was in front of my yard. But don't throw it in the recycling, don't throw it in the bin. You don't know what the bin is for, don't throw it in there. Thank you very much. And then this one, I actually got the idea from watching one of our favorite sports shows. Every other commercial seems to be for some pill or medicine. Great, wonderful. And they give you the laundry list of possible side effects. Could cause, blah, blah, blah. It's like, okay, why am I going to take it if it's going to cause all these side effects? But you see everyone dancing and laughing and happy in the commercial. As they're talking about the side effects, everybody's dancing around. Come on, be realistic.
How's
with
that go?
No, I'm not doing it again. Sorry, you missed it the first time. You're out of luck.
I tried.
All right, that's it for me this time.
Yikes. All right, John, go ahead.
All right. Well, as you know, I've done a lot of traveling this summer.
No way.
Been everywhere. So, just some things that scams drive me nuts. First off, the cost of food and parking at places like airports and pro stadiums.
Yep.
I agree.
They rob you blind.
Yep.
We saw a parking garage this weekend that was $60 to park there for the football game.
Good thing.
No, it was like within 2 blocks, but still.
Wow.
That price alone and all those things drive me crazy.
Yep.
Wow.
Parking fees at hotels and hospitals.
At hospitals?
And hospitals. You have somebody that's a patient at a hospital, and then you got to pay a fee to park.
On top of everything else.
On top of everything else.
Oh, man.
Same thing. Hotels aren't cheap anymore.
No.
They're not.
You know, and then they want you to pay a parking fee on top of what you're already paying. Drives me crazy.
Oh, boy.
And along the same line, resort fees at hotels.
I got that on my list.
If I pay a resort fee, I better have access to something special.
Yeah.
Not what everybody else has access to.
That's true.
And what is it? It's, okay, here's your internet and, some coupons for something here and there?
Yeah.
Big
You
whoop.
can use a pool. Well, is there anybody that can't? No.
Then what's the big deal?
Right. All right. This one got to me this year. The McDonald's Monopoly game.
Okay.
All right. So, I had a few tickets. I never win. I don't worry about that part, right? Well, about 2 weeks out from the end of the game, all of a sudden there's no pieces on my drink cups or on the sandwiches. And I didn't worry about it too lot. Like I said, it didn't matter that much to me. Well, then I find out from an employee, a little bit later, the game's over in a week and they ran out of tickets, so we're not making them anymore. So they're not making any new tickets. And we ran out.
Yeah.
So that's
the
what
point.
they're doing. Well, so that got me thinking, out of all those prizes that are available with those tickets, how many do you think they really give out? If you got to be the one person that's lucky enough to get all 3 things or all 4 railroads,
Whatever it is, yeah.
how many do they really give out?
Yeah.
I'd like to know. I don't know that number. I haven't looked that number up. But I'd like to know, when you talk about scams, they tell the person that works at McDonald's was telling me how people would come in and only order items that had the tickets on them, and then were pissed off and mad when they ran out.
Yeah.
Because they were really trying to win that prize.
I wonder how often, like, little Timmy in Arkansas pulled the strip and had the winning card, the winning railroad ticket, but didn't know any better, threw it out.
Right.
So, yeah, it's a good point. I wonder how many.
So I think that's a big scam. It's good for McDonald's business,
Yeah.
but I don't think they give out that many prizes.
Probably not.
I think that's a crock. Now, close to you and not so close to me, except for when I travel to the cabin. Toll road fees in Illinois. They don't have a lot of toll roads in Illinois, but they got them. Here's the key. When you go through Kansas or Texas, Oklahoma, you go through those things, they got your license plate, they send you the bill, you pay them. Not in Illinois.
Of course not.
In Illinois, you got to look it up yourself to pay the fee, and then they're going to wait to send you a bill until they got enough late fees added on to your bill, 20 till your bill's now 20 or 20 some dollars, then they'll send you something in the mail.
What happened to just pulling up to the thing and dropping your coins in the bucket?
That doesn't happen anywhere anymore.
Nowhere?
It's
Nowhere.
the contactless age, remember?
Yep.
Man.
But when you got to look it up yourself, they don't send you a bill until there's fees involved.
Yeah, that's a scam.
No.
That's bad.
Yeah.
Cost of insurance drives me crazy.
Yep.
Especially when you hear them, the CEO salaries, the money the CEOs make.
Oh, yeah.
The fact that they're making record profits, they're naming stadiums. Are you telling me that they can't lower the cost of insurance some?
No, they're not rich enough, John.
Yeah, apparently. So to me, and then I've talked to a few people. It's been interesting this year as I talked to people about prescriptions and all that kind of stuff. And the difference is, I've talked to a couple people who said they went up to the window, the person told them the price of the drug, and they said, I can't pay that, I don't have insurance. And then they said, oh, you don't have insurance? Oh, then this is what it costs you. And it's like $20, $30 less than they were charging them if they had insurance.
Yeah, the cash price.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
What a crock that is.
Yep.
Again, you want to know why insurance is high? Here we go.
Yeah.
Big pharma. Big pharma. All right. 2 are left. That's all I got left.
Okay.
One is business surveys. When somebody comes and tells me from the business and says, you're going to get a survey from us. We need all 5s. If we get a 4, that's a 0. So I need you to give us all 5s.
They tell you what to do.
They tell you what to do. Is that a true survey? No.
Nope.
It's not.
But how many times hasn't it happened when somebody doesn't tell you, especially when you'll get your car repaired or fixed? You'll get a survey. It'd really help us if you would just give us all 5s. That would be what we need.
So what does that mean? They toss them out if they're not all 5s?
I don't know. I don't fill them out.
Oh, I don't either.
I'll have to remember that next time, and somebody says that to me. Then have fun filling mine out for me, so you get what you want.
So, all right.
I wouldn't give them that satisfaction.
And then the last thing I have is more of an annoyance than a scam.
Okay.
For me. As you know, Uptown Drug closed here in town.
Yes, I know.
Right? They closed. So everybody's at Walgreens or CVS or one of the other ones.
Yeah.
So here's what annoys me now. You go stand in line at Walgreens, and there's like 20 people in line, right? And all of a sudden, and it takes a long time anyway, it's not a quick process, I get that part. What drives me nuts is those people that get up there, and they get their prescription, and then they want to check out at the same time in the pharmacy line instead of going up to the front counter to
with
check
their
out
other groceries
with
and
their own
stuff.
See, that
stuff in
shouldn't
the
happen.
cart. So that's more of an annoyance for me.
Yeah.
So if you're watching, don't do that.
Yeah.
Check out up front. There's a lot of people in line behind you.
Yeah, especially now.
Yeah, especially now.
We did Uptown, and it was like going to Cheers. We'd walk in, they'd already have my stuff at the counter for me.
Yeah.
Those days are over now.
Yeah, it didn't take long going to Smith's, but I texted him. I was standing in line, and it was taking forever. I texted him. I said, I really miss Uptown.
Yeah, there was.
I really do.
I'm amazed they kept the Golden Valley one open.
We looked at that.
I'm not driving out to Golden Valley.
Well, they didn't seem very prepared to open that
They
one.
were not.
Nope.
So,
And they were not prepared to ship everybody's prescription to someplace else in town.
Yeah.
They had not worked well with the people to
they
make sure it
didn't do a
was
good
ready
job
to
of that.
go.
It's unfortunate.
And they didn't ask people in town. Like, they didn't, in the last couple of months, hey, do you want us to put it somewhere else? They didn't ask you that question.
Yeah. That's too bad, because I liked them as a company.
Yeah.
I did too.
All right, that's
All
all
right.
for me.
All right.
Your turn.
My turn. This should be fun. All right, let's start with an easy one. Upgrading your cell phone is simple.
No.
They expect you to go into the store, like you're in and out in a half hour or less. No, it's a 2-hour process, if not longer, because they got to do this paperwork. They got to do this paperwork. They got to transfer the files for you because apparently you're inept and you don't know how to do it yourself. They need to rebox your phone. They need to make sure they got to sell you on this charge case. They need to charge you. Can't we do a little simpler thing? I shouldn't have to spend half my day in your store to swap out to get a new phone. That's why I don't do it very often.
Yeah.
I know some people do this every year.
And it
It's
never
like,
fails that when we do go in there are already 4 or 5 people doing
oh, yeah, so that's what I mean. It's
So it takes
all
even
day
longer.
long. All right. Jenelle, you already touched on the medical commercial, with the warnings and stuff. But how about birthday singing at restaurants? Nobody wants that. Unless you're 12 or younger, and maybe even 12-year-olds don't even want that anymore. Nobody wants the singing. And for the adults that are getting the singing, are you carding them to make sure it really is their birthday?
They're just in for the free dessert.
That's what I'm talking about.
Exactly.
That's a scam right there.
Exactly.
See? Resort fees you talked about. How about now you don't know about this, John, but tall and short beers at restaurants. Okay, you'll order a beer and they'll go, you want a tall or a short? Tall, you get like 4, 5, 6 ounces more, if that. It's not worth it. It's a scam. I know somebody did a video at one point on YouTube taking the tall glass and the regular pint glass. I don't remember what establishment it was. And they compared, and it was exactly the same amount of volume of liquid in both glasses. Scam.
Just a shorter, fatter
I
glass
don't-
versus a taller.
I don't know if
skinnier.
they fixed that, and I've yet to try that, but it's out there. All right, Hollywood remakes of classic movies.
Stop.
Why? You don't need...
The Running Man is coming out.
What was wrong with Schwarzenegger and Richard Dawson and stuff? That was a good movie. It doesn't need to be done. We were talking last night, or a couple nights ago, eventually they're going to redo Star Wars. Back to the Future. Gone with the Wind.
No.
Why?
Yeah.
There's no reason to remake these movies. They're good. Come up with some original ideas. Please, would you? Eye black on athletes. Okay, have you ever worn eye black, John?
No.
I have. I didn't notice any difference whatsoever. It's supposed to, bring the glare down, a little bit. So if you do have to look in the lights, it's not as no, it does nothing.
Does nothing?
It's a waste of time.
And it's designer now.
Well,
People
yeah,
they got the things on their face,
Yeah.
or
Or they
whole
just do the
faces
tape
covered.
because they don't want the grease. Yeah.
Well, when I was playing ball back in the day, mine became designer accidentally because I'd forget I have it on and I'd wipe sweat away and all of a sudden it's all over my face. I probably look like some weirdo more than normal.
Thank you.
All right, there's a certain Geico commercial out there with these two people sitting in a restaurant, and the little Geico lizard ends up, sitting next to him ordering a root beer and stuff. My problem with this is the lady interrupts the husband and won't let him be a sports fan. He totally said, looking at his phone, hey, I think I'm going to be a sports fan. No, there's a real phone. Let the guy be a sports fan.
Celebrity sightings are more.
Knock it off. Who are you to tell him if he can't like sports or not?
Again, be glad I like sports.
I know. The Octobox on Red Zone. I know, John, there's a whole stink about this at the beginning of the episode. Hey, we got the Octobox up with 8 games at once. Okay, first of all, they're so small on your screen, unless you have a 153-inch screen, you can't even tell what's going on. B, you only put it up at the beginning of the show and that's it. You never see it again the rest of the show. 8 hours, you never see the Octobox again. Why do people make such a big deal that it's super awesome? You never see it again. I don't get that. All right, and then finally, St. Louis Cardinals baseball fans are the best in baseball. Please. If you looked at their attendance this season, they were just like everybody else. They stunk and couldn't fill the place even halfway most games. They're always said, oh, we'll always fill the stadium no matter what we do. Please, you did not. Liar, liar, pants on fire. That's all I got for my scams this time.
Okay, but speaking of the Cardinals, prediction. I don't know when, but sometime soon, I think we'll see Yachty as their head coach, Wainwright as their pitching coach, and Pujols as their hitting coach.
Okay.
I think all three come back and do that for St. Louis.
I could see that coming sometime.
That could be a really interesting
That would be interesting.
trio in charge of the team.
That would be
not that I would cheer for him, but
I know.
Unrelated, Wainwright, he's an awesome interview to listen to.
Right.
One of our favorite interviews on MLB Network was Wainwright. His kids are running around, and he's just as natural as can be.
Mm-hmm.
But
I don't know why, but I saw some videos the other day. I thought this could happen.
Yeah,
especially with Pujols not getting any of the current jobs.
I couldn't believe he didn't get any.
I was surprised.
I was really surprised.
I was more surprised by the fact that MLB did not rehash any old guys this year.
Yeah, that's true.
They're all new guys.
New hires.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Could make for an interesting season.
Yes, they are. Yep. All right.
I say that a lot, don't I?
You do. All right, everybody. That's our scam session. Hey, coming up, we've got Jenelle doing a secret segment. I don't know what it's going to be.
I didn't tell the guys, and the shot sheet I gave them, don't say that 5 times fast, left this part blank. So we'll see what's up in the next segment. But before we go to
have no idea what it is. Yep. Oh, it's time for where's the trophy?
Where's
Junior the trophy. Let's put up the first picture up. This is we got 2 shots this time, John.
Oh, all right.
All right. So this is the first one. Now, right here, you might not recognize this. Maybe you will. I don't know.
Well, it doesn't look like a bar here in town.
It is not.
Definitely not.
I'll give you a hint. This is back in the Stanley Hotel in Estes Park again.
Okay.
Okay. Now, let me put up the second shot, and then maybe this will jog your memory. Okay.
All right.
Maybe not. Maybe it will. Maybe it won't. There we go. Here we go.
Okay.
So you've seen Dumb and Dumber.
Yep.
Yep. This is the bar in which Jim Carrey is waiting for that girl to come all day, and then he walks out of the bar. We landed on the moon, or whatever. You know. Mm-hmm. So I had to take pictures of that just because it is awesome. All right. Hey, we'll be back after this commercial break.
Recently, I was invited to attend a top secret meeting of the KFFL 5 Timers Club. But before I could attend, I had to learn the secret knock. It was confusing. It was difficult. No. And you know what? Learning it took way too long. There were several times that I almost gave up. No! I even had an epiphany a couple of times, but not sure that it helped. But I stuck with it. Bottom line, I got in.
All right, we're back. As you can see, we kicked the commissioner out. He's gone. Rejoice for that. And I've got John next to me on the hot seat. A word with John, like we did last month with Scott. Again, for the most part, one-word answers, but obviously embellish whenever you need to.
All right.
We'll start with an easy one. What is your favorite sport?
Eesh.
Can you pick one?
You know, it's hard. You know, at the college level, I'll watch the NCAA basketball tournament anytime. Probably my favorite tournament of all the sports. I'll watch the NCAA basketball tournament first.
Okay.
As far as a favorite sport goes, I can't really say there's one that I like more than others.
Okay.
If there's a sport on TV, I'm going to watch it. Even the Ocho once in a while.
Ooh, okay. All right. So, knowing that, who is your favorite athlete of all time?
You know,
tough one for you.
It is a tough one. There's been so many good people that I love to watch. Like, I'm not a young guy, but I got to watch people like Ricky Henderson and Tony Gwynn and those kind of the purple people eaters from the Vikings, Alan Page. I love Chuck Foreman as a running back. And so, you know, my favorite sports moment of all time was watching Muhammad Ali light the torch in the Atlanta Olympics.
Yes, I remember that.
Favorite thing to watch him be able to do that. Loved Muhammad Ali. He could talk and back that talk up. It was great.
Yes, he did. He did. All right, you and I are both newly retired. So this is kind of an odd question after retirement, but what is your dream job?
You know, I've always said if I had a chance, if I had to start over again, I would find a way into sports announcing.
Okay, I could see that.
If I had a chance, I would. That's where I would go.
You've done that a little bit for the high school.
I've done it here, but to do it as a profession, I think would be fun to do.
I know somebody else who would enjoy getting a chance to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. How many years were you in education? I don't think I ever knew this answer.
Well, here's the deal. You know, I'm working part-time now. I'm going up there. So locally, this is year 32.
Okay.
So I put a couple of years in of coaching back home in Iowa.
Okay.
And so I don't really count those, but so 32 now.
Okay. I don't think I knew that. You were just up in the Midwest. You got to see the Vikings for the first time. What do you miss most about Iowa and the Midwest?
You know, I think the thing I miss the most are, it sounds a little strange, are those days in the spring or summer where it would just kind of do a light rain all day, so you really couldn't be outside and you could sit and relax, and nice napping weather, and and being able to predict where the weather was coming from was great. You know, I always knew all I had to do was look to the west and I knew what was coming.
Yep.
And so, you know, that kind of stuff I missed a lot.
Okay. What do you miss the least?
Snow and cold. I've shoveled enough snow to last me a lifetime. And then a couple of more lifetimes. I don't miss those things at all.
Yeah, I don't think we do either. It's nice to see the snow at Christmas.
Yeah.
To me, that just makes it more Christmassy.
Yeah.
But otherwise,
yeah. It's when the wind blows and you get the wind chill that it's horrible.
Oh,
just
I hated those days.
You know?
When they tell you, stay home, it's dangerously cold outside. Yeah, I don't miss that.
Yeah, except for then they said, go shovel.
Well, yeah.
And snot icicles are never good.
Oh, no, definitely not. What is your favorite color?
Well, I should say blue because the amount of it in my wardrobe is unbelievable.
Some of it has to do with where you work.
But really, I think green is probably a color that I kind of lean towards.
Okay. What is your guilty pleasure? Everybody has a guilty pleasure, whether they admit it or not.
Yep. And I will tell you, it's one that people hate. A lot of people hate. Black licorice. I'm a fan of black licorice. I like black licorice.
Oh, I can't stand it. My dad loved black licorice, and at Easter, he always got the black jelly beans.
Oh, yeah, I do too. I love it.
If we have jelly beans in the house, into the trash they go. Ooh. On the subject of food, what is one food you cannot live without, and you cannot say your Coca-Cola?
Can't live without?
Yeah.
Well, that's a good question, because my diet is very narrow, right? I don't expand from that much. But if I couldn't, I'm going to tell you cheeseburgers would probably be the one.
Okay.
That's
from any place in particular or your own?
No, just any.
Okay.
I'm a cheeseburger kind of guy.
What's your favorite cheeseburger?
You know what? Well, mine is so simple, it's hard to screw it up. If you just get the meat, cheese, ketchup, pickles.
Super simple.
Now, I'm going to tell you, the fast food stuff, like McDonald's and those, it's not real meat.
Yeah.
But here in town, as pricey as they've gotten, if I'm going to go just for a cheeseburger, I'll go to Five Guys.
Really?
Yeah, I
Okay.
like their stuff.
We tried it and it was just like, it's a burger.
Yeah,
Okay.
but in town, I like the fact that they wrap it up in the tin foil, so by the time you get it home, the cheese is melted real well and stuff like that. I love that.
Yeah, melty cheese is always a good thing.
Yeah, I had a
All right.
cheeseburger in Minnesota this weekend at a place, and they inject cheese into the cheeseburger and put a slice of cheese on top of it.
Ooh.
That was really good.
Ooh, being from Wisconsin, that sounds really good. All right, final question. If you could do anything within the bounds of morality and ethics, what would it be?
Within the bounds.
Yeah, you can't go breaking laws or anything.
Oh, well, where's the fun in that? You know, if there was a simple solution to teach kids of any age, right? Because we've dealt with them all. For you, we say Dan and myself, we see them, right? All the way from kindergarten through high school.
All the way, yeah.
If there was a way that we could teach them to be always respectful of other people and professionals and friends, and if I could come up with a drug that would allow that to happen, Ritalin is not the answer.
Nope.
But if there was a way to develop that to get even society a lot anymore to be more respectful of each other and the institution, that's where I'd go.
Would you say that's an even bigger issue in the last 4 or 5 years?
Since COVID.
Since COVID?
Since COVID, it's been a much bigger issue.
We've because of quarantine, we forgot how to interact with people, and then they put us back out in Gen Pop, and nobody knew how to treat each other.
Yeah, and I don't think we're over that COVID influence in the world of education.
No, definitely
I really
not.
don't think
Definitely not. Well, how do you think you did?
Pretty good.
You like it?
Anything was tough for him.
We're gonna have to find a time to put you on the hot seat.
You do that every day with me, so.
That's true. All right.
Well,
we do have one more segment, however.
Why don't you put up this week's the next picture here, and for where in the world is Junior the Trophy? John, you probably recognize this place.
Yep. This is not the same one we saw earlier in the year?
It is not.
Okay. Then where are we coming out of? This almost looks like Utah.
You would be correct. This is on U.S. Highway 163 between Medicine Hat in Utah and Kayenta in Arizona in Monument Valley. This is the famed road where they filmed Forrest Gump. So this is called Forrest Gump Hill or something like this.
Okay.
So
That's cool.
And there's plenty of pullouts along the highway. People get out, they'll lay down on the ground and take pictures of them, in the middle of the road. Because there's not that much traffic. You'll get a car here
There
and
are
there.
signs warning you that you're coming up to this area, so be careful as you're driving.
Yep. But so we decided, well, we're gonna go here. We're taking a picture here.
Yeah.
Oh,
And,
that's cool.
Yeah.
So I wanted to put him right in the middle of the road, and Jenelle wouldn't let me do that.
Yep.
I wanted to get the picture.
And he
and
looks
get out
like
of it.
he's running.
It
right?
does.
Yeah.
It does.
A little
It
bit.
does.
You can tell him, just keep running.
That's right. All right, coming up, everybody, our final segment. We'll put a wrap on this show. See you soon.
Recently, I was invited to the annual meeting of the Kingman Fantasy Football League 5 Timers Club. Now, this thing was prestigious. I was quite amazed.
Whoa!
I didn't realize that you should keep your hands off the trophy. Things really took off at the billiard tournament.
Nice.
But Roland cleaned us out from there. Then things started to turn bizarre. Finally, we took the party to the pool. And let me say, it was great.
The other guys were too big.
I was less than thrilled with the initiation, though.
Flock of turtles.
Whoa,
Yeah.
Kevin.
That's a good one. There you go. This is it.
Okay.
That's it.
Oh.
Initiate. Oh, didn't do it.
All in all, though, I can't wait until next year's meeting.
All right, we are back for our final segment. It has been a busy show once again.
Whew, I don't know if
Can't
I
wait
can
to
recover.
Can't wait to see the runtime for this one. We seem to be getting longer every show. But before we get to the kneel down, let's go back to that trivia
You make
question.
it sound like that's a bad thing.
Well, maybe. I asked you, we've talked a lot about Quinn and the season he's having.
Yeah.
And currently, through 10 weeks, he's putting up almost 220 points a game this season. The all-time record, where I was looking on the record book, and maybe I looked at this wrong, we'll see. The all-time record for the league is 211 per game, which is a lot. If Quinn keeps going, he's going to blow that out of the water. But I asked, who of the current active owners has the highest points per game average for their career?
Yeah.
So, and you brought up Quinn earlier, so I'm going to let John answer first.
That's fair.
Well, if Dan's notes were right, I paid a little attention to when he was talking. I think
There's a first for everything.
I think John and Roland is the answer.
Okay.
I think, okay, so if you went by just regular season numbers, I think it's John Rowland. If you're going overall, postseason and regular season, single season combined, I think it's John and Rowland too.
Okay. Now, I'm pretty sure I looked at just regular season, no postseason.
Okay.
In third of the active owners is John at 171.9.
What year was that?
Wow. I didn't look at years. I didn't think to look at years.
Huh.
Sorry.
Good for you.
Yeah,
And
wow, good for me.
second of the active owners, you
Oh.
at 172 too.
Even better.
Good for you.
Yeah,
Was that
right.
last year?
Probably.
And you guys are, and even the current leader, you were like 3 or 4 or 5 names down the list. There were some names on the list that are no longer part of the league.
Oh, okay.
That 211 Bill, I think, but no last name, so I don't know who it is. But the current active points per game in a regular season leader, Robbie Pope at 178.1 points per game.
Huh.
I don't remember where John and Roland were.
It had to be his championship year?
Probably. That would be my guess too.
So maybe. All right. So with that, it is time for the kneel down. And I thought about this after last night's game. And I know I got a little heated about the missed call. Tush push by Philly, big shock. Very obvious offsides. Wasn't called. Saw a picture today, looking right down the line of scrimmage. Referee right at the other end, full line of sight, but not called. There's been a lot of missed calls, seeming to favor certain teams at certain times, seeming to work really against certain teams at certain times. But there's been a lot of missed calls this year. Your thoughts on that?
Well, my first thought is they're human. They're going to make mistakes. It happens in sports. But at the same time, I think baseball has kind of covered this as they now go to their ABS challenge system next year, allowing you to challenge some balls and strikes. I think NFL would be wise maybe to expand their replay to allow coaches to make a challenge on any play they want. If they want to waste a challenge, use a challenge on a false start on a 4th and 1 in a close game, something like that, that would maybe turn the tide, because then if they're right, then they might have to punt. Okay, why not? Why can't you do it? There's so many cameras in these stadiums nowadays.
Yeah.
Why couldn't you get a good view of this? Now, especially a false start, it should be pretty easy to tell on a play like that. Now, pass interference or those kind of things, harder to say. But again, it all comes down to they're humans. They're going to make mistakes. Sometimes it sucks, so especially when it's against your own team. But that's the way it goes.
And it's nothing new.
No.
And the only difference is the fact that they got cameras everywhere now. They put them in the pylons. They put them in the down markers. They put them. So it's more prevalent to see and easier to see now than what they used to be.
Yeah.
You know, and so that's why people get up in arms about them now, is because now they actually see it happen.
Yeah.
But it's not like it's a new issue. And so they try to do better. They try to get better. And you know, like I said, the losing team is a team that always complains.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's true.
And you know,
it always is, because everybody, I don't know how often you see it. It's everybody saying how the Kansas City Chiefs get all these calls all the time.
Yeah.
But they're also a team that wins a lot.
That's true.
Well, that goes with what John and I were talking about not you, John, but the other John on our league. We were talking about last night about how Roland believes a lot of those kind of things are happening because of gambling or the quote unquote scripting in the league of making sure certain teams win games. Now, is that true? If you look at the evidence, you could easily say yes.
Yeah.
But again, is there any proof? You're never going to find any proof of that.
No.
They're doing it in college basketball quite a bit
Well,
right
I
now.
suppose so, yeah.
But is the NFL and other pro sports, are they setting a double standard by being sponsored so much by these betting sites? You know, you see those commercials during games and you see them in the stadiums. And is it a double standard they're trying to set? Say, don't do this, but we're going to take their money.
Right. Well, don't some stadiums allow betting in the stadium? You can do that.
Yeah.
I think there's even kiosks. Well, I don't know if you can even do it on your phone probably in the stadium too, for all I know.
In some places, probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
And now the NCAA is going to allow the college kids to bet on pros.
Yep, I saw that.
That's going to be a new rule.
Yep. Plus, you got the baseball, you know, the pitching scandal with Clase and Ortiz.
Yep. So, I
Crazy
don't know.
stuff.
It's definitely, if it is tied to the gambling has definitely become a bigger
I think they really need to
point.
get rid of it, to be honest with you.
Yep.
I was mentioning you, John. I haven't placed a bet in a long time.
I know.
Which is kind of nice. We don't go down to Laughlin every week anymore.
All right, as we get ready to sign off with this month's show, it is November. Thanksgiving is a couple of weeks away in the holiday season. Any final thoughts as we approach the holidays this year?
Well, you know, we got 4 regular season weeks of KFFL action, and then the playoffs start. It's going to be a good rush to those playoffs, I think. A lot of teams are still in it. I bet I wouldn't be shocked if a surprise team that's in the toilet bowl right now gets in. Wouldn't be shocked one bit.
You know, I feel myself getting ramped up, right? It's kind of easy going, but now the trading deadline's here and we know the playoffs is just out there. You know they're coming. And so you really are, I'm starting to be a little more hypersensitive every week to my lineup and and who's in my lineup, who's out, who's hurt, how long are they out. All those
that's
things.
me every week.
Right, but I'm starting to just feel it more internally, you know, every week. And so I love how close the points are and that people can still get in and get out. And, you know, it's just the end of the year is always exciting.
It is.
It's fun to see what happens when we get to the playoffs. That's always fun. So I look forward to that.
And as for your, you know, you mentioned the holidays are coming up. You know, Thanksgiving's always nice to get a week off for myself. Unlike these two jokers who have 52 weeks off every year now. But it's nice for me. And, you know, we get to eat some food, hang out with some friends perhaps, and family, and always good. Always good.
Yeah, no, family and friends is what it's all about.
Yeah.
Come the holidays. There's a lot of things that can happen around in your world and stuff like that. But when you can get family and friends around the holidays, there's nothing
kind of bring
better.
it all back down together and just get ready for what comes.
I got enough crap as it is. I don't need more presents or anything. Although I wouldn't mind an editor and a cameraman, as we discussed.
I don't know if Amazon has one available.
I'll have to look.
Put it in your cart.
On that note, I think it's a good time to say for John, for Dan, I'm Jenelle. And thanks for watching. We'll see you next time on Poppy Seeds.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, everybody.